So, unlike Aladdin's girlfriend, your daughter isn't going to be fooled by the offer of new lambs for old. Seriously though, I hope that you don't own a gun, because it can only be a matter of time before you end up shooting yourself in the foot, literally, as well as figuratively. I've got to say that videos like this particular one seriously make me wonder if perhaps your channel isn't a spin-off from Edward Current. So where do I start with this one? Now, you draw a parallel between your daughter's attachment to her original Lammy, if she was offered a replacement, and your attachment to your original God, your Heavenly Father. And you say that mankind has created a multitude of deities and idols for worship, and I can't argue with that. You say that none of these gods are real, and I can't argue with that either. The one point that still seems to elude you, though, is how your God is no different from any of these false gods that you denounce so readily. You seem to have this impression that your God is somehow the original God, in the way that your daughter's stuffed toy is the original Lammy. Now, it might be tough for you to hear this, but you're both wrong. Kids were playing with stuffed toy animals decades and centuries before your daughter was even born. And your religion isn't the fountainhead of ancient wisdom. It's one of the new ones. In fact, the only claim that your religion can have on originality is that the base material it plagiarizes so shamelessly once originally belonged to someone else. Although I have to say that at least when people worship trees and mountains and rivers and lakes and whatnot, the object of their worship, like your daughter's stuffed animal, actually existed as a physical thing, as opposed to just being the figments of someone's disturbed imagination. Anyway, let me introduce you to Edward. He is a 45-year-old stuffed bear that my father bought for me when I was a baby. And this ratty old thing with its burst steams and its lumpy stuffing and its wonky replacement eye and bald patches and such, still has quite a bit of sentimental value to me. Because there was a time in my life when I loved this bear as my best friend. And I used to talk with him, play with him, and worry about his feelings, and cuddle him, and believe that he loved me back. And then, as time passed and I grew up, I realised that he's just a toy. He's never been alive outside of my imagination, and he never will be. And there will come a time, I have no doubt, when your daughter will stop seeing the world through the eyes of a child, and she too will come to the realisation that, like Edward, Lammy isn't real, and that all the love and the conversations that she had with him only took place inside her own head. And Anthony, that is where Lammy and your God are most similar.